the inner circle. You have reached the outer circle, says the silly girl's phone. Here we are, Mr. Smith, says the girl, unfastening his seatbelt. You stay here while I get the number for parking. She bounces down Cumberland Place to the pay and display. Septimus glances left and raises his eyes to the huge white facade, where white-winged figures parade still atop ionic columns. He remembers still the first time he ever saw them, how impressed he was. 1948, he thinks, lifetimes ago. He remembers how they wore white helmets and bore white shields and grasped at white staffs. They come at him now through cataract clouds, and yet, he thinks, it is now that I see them clearly. Pardon, says the girl as she taps at her phone. You have reached the outer circle, says the girl's phone. Stupid thing, why won't it stop? She asks no one, then says, what was that, Mr. Smith? I see them now, says Septimus. Okay, Mr. Smith, that's nice. Where should we go? Should we try this road here? Oh, look, Mr. Smith, it's called Chester Road. We've just driven all the way from Chester. I know where we've come from, thinks Septimus. Shall we see how far we can walk then, says the girl, hooking his arm to raise him up. And I know how far I can go, thinks Septimus. Exactly as far as the inner circle. Did you say something, Mr. Smith? Says the girl, glancing one at a time at his milky eyes. Did I? Thinks Septimus. The inner circle, says Septimus. He cranes his neck over the car and points. Oh, that's nice, says the girl. I think we'll just take a little stroll down this path. Is that okay, Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith, chuckles Septimus. How many names they have called him in this country on the return journey to Mr. Smith. A shroud of leaden clouds curtains Regent's Park. Are you sure you want to go on? And now this, Mr. Smith. Now that he can pay for this jittery white girl to drive him all the way back to London, the inner circle, spits Septimus. Oh, wait, cries the girl. Slow down, Mr. Smith. You'll do yourself an injury. Already done, thinks Septimus. Oh, staff beating back the concrete, but there is no time for that now, he thinks. No more anger. It has taken an age to get along this one path. Shall we head back now, Mr. Smith, says the concerned girl. We've still got to get back to the car. Septimus pushes on, drawing energy from reserves beyond himself, knowing that time is fading. 3 giggling girls in hijabs flirt for their cameras. A white boy with dreadlocks says something about bruv into his phone. How different it is now. Here. How much easier here to be giggling girls in hijabs now. A white boy with dreadlocks here, now. They could have made a life together, she and him, he thinks, here, now. But not then. Not here. What was that, Mr. Smith? But no more regrets. What was that? The inner circle, says Septimus, powering on. Are you getting confused again, Mr. Smith? The white boy with dreadlocks smiles at Septimus as if they are kin. No, thinks Septimus. No more confusion. How he used to resent those white boys. Those heavy-stepping white boys. No time for it now, thinks Septimus, as they pass under the golden sun disk of the Jubilee Gates. But oh, how he used to hate those sure-footed white boys with ties like knives and boots like bricks. Oh, look, says the giddy girl, this sign says inner circle. Is that what you meant, Mr. Smith, when you said inner circle? But there are no more teddy boys now. Oh, isn't this lovely, Mr. Smith? She unhooks his arm and trots off to take a photograph of herself with the rose garden. He is nearly there. He can almost hear the zing and clang of a bicycle chain as it swings and claims its victim. He moves to touch the scar on his face. No time for that now, he thinks. There is still some way to go to reach the bridge, and space is closing in. Dream girl, says the girl reading the signs in the rose garden. Pink perfection this one's called. Timeless. Mr Smith, she shrieks. Septimus is out of the rose garden and lunging forward as she grabs his elbow. The bridge, he says, too weak to shrug her off. Are you getting upset again, Mr Smith? Septimus staggers forward so his fingertips reach the bridge. No more tears, thinks Septimus as he reaches the place he first heard those other words used to name him, used to name her for being with him. Mr Smith, shrieks the girl, someone help! The first place he ever felt the thud of a brick boot cracking a rib, the thump of a heavy-footed heel on his head. Help, please! Septimus feels the gravel on his cheek again, in the very place he first realised that he would never have a place here. No matter how many of their books he read, no matter how many of their enemies he shot from the sky, he would never have a place.
And he would never return. Not here. And not to her. But now he does. And now he has. The leaden curtain opens over Regent's Park. The veil falls from Septimus Smith's eyes, and there she is. He's saying something, says a voice that reminds him of something sweet, something somewhere else, sorrel and syrup. The white boy with dreadlocks looks up from Septimus and into the face of the distraught girl. Fear no more. He frowns up into the face of the frightened, kind and beautiful girl. He's saying, no more fear. You have reached the inner circle, says the crying girl's phone.